So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of On The Go right here on Driving to the Top Productions, where I'm your host, the Haas of DTTP. Yes, it is me, Marcus. You can, by the way, a little announcement real quick. The only way you can find me now is on the go _TXLA. Little story time here real quick. Unfortunately, some fucking jack-off hacked my X account. So, unfortunately, that account is no more. My usual account on the go _TXL. So, if you follow that one, don't open no message. I got hacked, and it sucks. So the only way you can find me now is just the On The Go's account at on the go _TXLA, which there's a change coming. So big fuck you to the guy that hacked my account, who got nothing else to do with his pathetic life. My shit's freezing up right now. So I can't even play no fucking clips right now. You know what? I'm gonna see if I could try something real quick. No. Hold on. Oh shit. Oh well. I already got some fucked up shit going on right now. But my shit's acting up, but you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, only follow me at on the go _TXLA after my personal account got hacked. But we're still going to have ourselves a fun one. My shit's acting up, so I might not be able to play clips tonight, but I will be able to play like the other clips I usually do. But of course, this show is presented by POGGERS, the official vitamin supplement of On The Go, and by Rogue Energy, the official gaming drink of On The Go. Whether you go to poggers.shop or rogueenergy.com or download that app on any mobile device, that's the promo code right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order. So we'll go ahead and get this ball rolling. I want to start with the World Baseball Classic. I know we just had the finals last night, and unfortunately, it did not go our way. Sadly, USA, for the second straight time, they fell in the finals with the same score like last time. They lost 3-2 to, this time they lost to Venezuela. Now Venezuela joins the likes of US, Japan, and the Dominican Republic to win the Baseball Classic since it started 20 years ago. Japan still holds the record. They've won 3. We would have been at 2. But unfortunately, we lost that game 3-2. It sucked. I mean, I remember how bad it was when we lost it in 23 to Japan. But I want to look at the numbers real quick in that final game before we move forward. So for USA, the hitting crew had a total of 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, only 1 home run, courtesy of Bryce Harper, 3 base on balls, and were struck out 10 times. Where the pitching crew allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 errors, 3 base on balls, threw 7 strikeouts, and only allowed 1 home run in that one. But hey, it sucks. It is what it is. But at least we took Canada out. And I put it as one of my topics, Canada is our bitch. Because within the last year, we have dominated Canada in everything. They beat, second year in a row, the Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup. The Toronto Maple Leafs lost the World Series to the Dodgers. The Olympic women's hockey team lost in overtime to our men's hockey team. Then the men's hockey team lost in overtime to us as well. Not to mention 0 Super Bowls, 0 World Baseball Classic titles, and this year they lost in the quarterfinals to America. And even for a bonus, the Paralympic sled team lost to USA. So just go ahead and make them the 51st state right now. Please. I would like that. Hold on, you know what? I want to try something real quick. This might look weird, but all right, there we go. I was able to do it. All right, everything is back and running. So back to what I was saying about the fucker who hacked my personal account on X. Fuck you, you're a bitch. I hope you fucking die. I'm going to play a list of these clips for you, you piece of shit.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
You ain't shit, you a bitch, you 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 bitch.
That's only 2 I could give you right there. But fuck you to the guy who hacked my personal account. All right, let's get on to some real shit right about now. Let's just go ahead and take this one to H-Town. I know I'm not going to have really much to say because I know with March Madness going on, the real shit starts tomorrow, the first round. If you want to check my bracket out and everything, go listen to my bracketology episode I did on Sunday. You can listen to all that. But let's just go ahead and get things started in H-Town. Let's go ahead and kick this off in the 7-1-3. Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Trunks pop, tops drops, and front end hop. We're going to start it off in H-Town, and how you like it? We're going to start it off with the Houston Dynamo. We're going to do some Dynamo talk because you know what? The Houston Dynamo made me happy this past weekend. You know, they had their matchup with New England has still been postponed. We don't know when it's going to take place, but they were able to play this past weekend. And guess what happened? They took on the Portland Timbers, a powerhouse in MLS, and they beat the Timbers 3-2. They now improved with 2 wins, 1 loss, and 0 draws. I'm okay with it, but they took down the Timbers. Get back.
Get back.
Get back!
48.3% possession, 6 shots on goal, 19 shot attempts, 2 yellow cards, 10 corner kicks, and 6 saves against them. Scored 2 goals in 62 minutes of play. Gully Hearn hit a header from the center of the box to the bottom of the bottom right corner, assisted by Metuez Bogus with a cross. If I even said that name right.
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, this whole class is gonna feel my wrath.
But the second goal went to Felipe Andrade with 77 minutes of play when Felipe hit a right-footed shot from the outside of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Gilly Hearn, putting them winning. Well, that was the second. I didn't even put the third goal. Holy crap, I forgot it was 3-2. Well, that's what I get for not getting my shit ready on time. Let's see. Let me look and see who scored that last one. Metuez Bogus scored again. Right-footed shot from the center of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Jack McGlynn. That was in extra minutes, 90 minutes with an extra 15. after the 90-minute play, they went an extra 15. So that's what put them 3-2, winning over the Portland Timbers. But what's next for the Dynamo? Well, they only got one more game left for the month of March. It's a rivalry game, the Texas Derby. One half of it, they take on FC Dallas, which they go to Dallas, Texas, Frisco to play this matchup. It'll be live this Saturday, March 21st, 7:30 p.m. kickoff on Apple TV. That's all they got left for the month of March. So let's keep this win going because, I made this overlay from y'all, courtesy of ChatGPT, and I was happy to come talk about the Dynamo first time in a while. So big shout out to the Houston Dynamo here. Wait, wrong one. I want to bring up the Astros real quick because we are counting down. I'm going to get the header ready too. Going to take it to Dyken. All right, so we are officially 1 week from tomorrow is opening day. But I think they're playing. I swear they're saying they were playing. Opening day was going to have an extra day. The Yankees and the Giants are going to play a bonus game day before opening day, and it's going to be on Netflix. But the official opening day is Thursday, March 26th, and it begins with the Pirates and the Mets. But the Astros open up their season with the Angels of Anaheim. I did bring up that on opening day. They were going to open up with the Angels, and on opening day, it was going to be Hunter Brown on the mound, and that's not going to change. That's still the official start. Friday, we're going to take a look at an update, see if anything has been added. As of right now, still no answer for the final for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the mound for the Astros. But I gave a prediction before. I think I said Spencer Arguetti or Bryson Abreu for night 2, Josh Hader for night 3, and night 4 was going to be Tetsuya Imai starting things off. And I want to give kind of an injury update for the Astros as well. I know a few of our players, like including Josh Hader, which he had an issue with a right elbow, but I think it was just a soreness, but he's looking like. Okay, here's the updated report here. We do have a bit of injuries going into opening day next week. One of them is our left-handed pitcher, Josh Hader, which he's supposed to begin the season. He had a left bicep tendinitis, but he was supposed to be clear by next week, so he should be good to go. Zach DeZino, infielder, he's supposed to be out for a bit with a right elbow injury. De Los Santos is supposed to be out with a right knee strain, but he continues to throw in the bullpen. He could be a target on opening day. We could see him as a release. Nate Pearson, he's got an elbow issue. He had off-season surgery, but he's most likely he will begin on the IL. Jeremy Pena, he had a right finger fractured. He will be out on opening day, but he's expecting to return by the third game. So looks like Jeremy Pena will probably not play shortstop, first, or even first base. Now Brandon Walter's another. Brandon Walter is still scheduled to be out for quite a while. He's out for the entire 2026 season. He had a torn ulnar collateral ligament in his left elbow. He will be out for the entire 2026 season. He's expected to make his return next year in 2027, even if the MLB goes on strike. Right-handed pitcher Ronel Blanco, he also had a severe injury, but he was expected to return later this year because this injury happened back last June. So he's expected to come back. Also, pitcher Hayden Wazinski had the same injury, but he had the injury back almost a year ago, nearly in May, but he's expected to make a return sometime in 2026. So that's your injury update for the Astros. I'll definitely keep you posted when we get to opening week. But let's go ahead and talk while we're still on the Houston talk. Let's just go ahead and jump to the Houston Rockets real quick. I know they're playing the Lakers tonight, but I'll kind of recap some of their games they recently had earlier this week. So go ahead and get the lighters out because it is time to light the fuse.
Light it up, light it up, light it up, light the fuse. Light it up, light it up. Taking off like a rocket. Light it up, light it up, light it up, light the fuse. Light it up, light it up, light it up, off like a rocket.
This is Light the Fuse, where we talk Houston Rockets basketball. Currently, right now, they are on ESPN taking on the Los Angeles Lakers, a team they played earlier this week, back on Monday. But let's go back to last Friday when they took on my other team I covered, the New Orleans Pelicans. Rockets got the win. It was a tight game, and it was a very good game to watch. They beat the Pels 107-105 in that one. A couple key players in this game. Kevin Durant led in the game with 32 points. Amin Thompson led in rebounds and assists against the Pels with 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 turnovers in that one. Kevin Durant also had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 turnover. Jabari Smith, 16 points. Amin Thompson, 23 points. Reed Shepherd, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers. Well, I'll go ahead and bring up the Pelican stats against Houston, even though I'll get to the Pels talk later. In that loss, Zion Williamson had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 turnovers. Trey Murphy, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 turnovers. DeJounte Murray, 35 points. He led in that game. Also 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 turnovers. But it looked like Herb Jones led in rebounds and Trey Murphy led in assists, while DeJounte Murray led in that game with 35 points. So Pels kind of hung in there, even though they didn't get the win. Now, this past Monday, Rockets hosted the Lakers at Toyota. Lakers got the win 192. While in that game, Jabari Smith had led in the game with 22 points. Amin Thompson led with 12 rebounds and 5 assists and 4 turnovers against the Lakers. While Kevin Durant, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 7 turnovers. Amin Thompson, 19 points in that game as well. Reed Shepherd, 11 points. So they need to get this win. Maybe they can finally beat the Lakers. They're trailing 45-32 right now in the second. But coming up for the rest of the week, they said they got 2 more home games for the week. They host the Hawks on Friday. They host the Heat on Saturday. By next Monday, they're going to go to Chicago to play the Bulls, and then next Wednesday they go to Minnesota to play the Timberwolves. But as of right now, the Houston Rockets still doing good, 41-26 overall. While in the Western Conference, I know they were in the top 6. Last I checked, I think they were the number 4 seed. But let me get off the Wi-Fi here. But yeah, right now they're still the number 4 seed in the West overall. I mean, number 4 in the conference. Overall in the league, the Houston Rockets are 7th overall. And, of course, in the division, they're in 2nd place right behind the San Antonio Spurs. Current stat leaders for this week, looks like it's the same people. Kevin Durant still leading in points this season, averaging 25.8 points per game. Şengün still leads in rebounds, assists, and blocks, averaging 8.9 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 1.1 blocks per game. And Amin Thompson is leading in steals this season, averaging 1.5 steals per game. So keep it going, H-Town. And the only thing I got for the Houston Cougars, but I'm going to pop their little baby up too. Their little overlay I did of the Fertitta Center. March Madness is here. We know you saw it on the bracketology show. They're in the South region. They're in Oklahoma City. They got the number 2 seed. They're going to be playing Idaho tomorrow night around, I think, sometime after 9 p.m., I think on True TV. I'm going to get it up right now. But yeah, they're a 2 seed. They're playing Idaho, who's 21-14, 9-10 start time on True TV. A win for the Cougars. They move on to the second round of 32 to take on the winner of either St. Mary's or Texas A&M, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have put A&M because I know a lot of people picked Houston unless you're from Idaho. But people want to see an all-Texas second-round matchup. I believe we're going to get Houston versus St. Mary's. That's what I put in my bracket. But I'll definitely recap this and whoever they play in the second round on next time I cover March Madness, which I'm going to do like a late show on Saturday, March 21st. probably sometime before midnight, or I might go live right at midnight. It depends when the second round wraps up. I'll recap the regionals and sub-regional rounds before we move on to like the next week where we get ready for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. So that's your quick update on the Houston Cougars. Didn't even have to play the video. But let's go ahead and jump to my neck of the woods. Let's go ahead and get to the 337 to talk a little bit of baseball and so forth. Let's get to it. All right, now we're going back in the 337, and we're going to go ahead and start this one off. We're going to do our little baseball in Southwest Louisiana segment. I'll go ahead and start things off with McNeese. We'll start with McNeese baseball. As of right now, they are currently 9-10 overall. Not a good record. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Their home record's not too good. 3-7 at home, 6-3 on the road. And they were scheduled to play Prairie View A&M. But I'm going to get an update on that. But let's recap what happened this past week since last show. They went to Beaumont for the Battle of the Border to play Lamar and didn't go their way. They did take the first game 3-1, but they fell 5-0 in game 2 and a heartbreaking 11-10 loss in game 3 to the Cardinals, which put them at 9-10 of the season. Currently right now, they're at the Joe, taking on Prairie View A&M, and let me see if I can get an update on McNeese baseball real quick, because possibly they were a favorite to win this one. Let's see if I can get something. Well, while I get this up, I could say what they got coming up this weekend. They're back at home. They're going to be hosting Southeastern this weekend. All right, I got an update. McNeese picks up the win over Prairie View A&M, 16-1. All right, go Pokes. Now they improved to 10-10 after that win over the Panthers. What's next for the Pokes? They host Southeastern. It's going to be a hell of a game. 6 p.m. on Friday, 2 p.m. Saturday, 1 p.m. on Sunday. Come check them out. McNeese basketball, if you're watching March Madness, their game should be over by the time we get to that one. Then they go to Southern. Southern comes to town on Tuesday, March 24th. And then next Wednesday, they're hosting the Wildcats of LCU, Louisiana Christian. So that's your update there. But McNeese softball not skipping a beat. McNeese softball continues on. They now improved to 20-9 of the season. 13-5 at home, 6-3 on the road. Let's recap their series with the Northwestern State Demons. Even though they, just like Nick against Lamar for the men, they only took one win. Friday, they dropped a sad 7-6 heartbreaking loss, but Saturday they got the win 5-2, and they fell on Sunday in 10 innings, 1-0. So it was scoreless all the way to 10 innings. What's next for the Cowgirls? Well, they hit the road. They go to Thibodaux to take on Nichols. 6 p.m. on Friday, and a doubleheader on Saturday, 1 and 3 p.m. there at Swanner Field at GEO Surfaces Park. Go support your Cowgirls. And then March 24th, they head to Lamson Park to take on the Raging Cajuns. 6 p.m. start time on the 24th. Go support your McNeese Cowgirls. And speaking of the Raging Cajuns, I brought this as a segment when I get to my Baton Rouge talk. The Raging Cajuns, as of right now, may be the best college baseball team in the state this season. Because first off, they're now in the top 25 in college baseball. They went to number 25, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you the new power rankings of the top 25 in college baseball. Because one particular team I always would cover is no more. I'll get to in a bit. 1 UCLA, 2 Texas, 3 Georgia Tech, 4 Arkansas, 5 Auburn, 6 Mississippi State, 7 Georgia, 8 Oklahoma, 9 Virginia, 10 NC State, 11 Florida State, 12 Southern Miss, 13 USC, 14 North Carolina, 15 Kentucky, 16 Coastal Carolina, 17 Oregon State, 18 Florida, 19 Clemson, 20 West Virginia, 21 Oregon, 22 Tennessee, 23 Texas A&M, 24 Wake Forest, and 25 the Raging Cajuns, who are currently 15-5 overall, 2-1 in the Sun Belt, 12-4 at the Teague, 3-1 on the road. They're on a 2-game win streak right now. And since last show, after their victory over McNeese, they played a 3-game series with the Jaguars of South Alabama, where they dropped the first game 3-2, but they got the wins Saturday 4-3 and Sunday 3-1. Tonight, they're currently in Houston right now, taking on the Houston Cougars. And I'm going to go ahead and get an update on this one. See how they're doing against the Cougars. And this was posted half an hour ago, but the Cajuns were up 3-2 in the 7th inning. So let me see if ESPN can give me an update there. While I get that ready, I could go ahead and tell you that what's next for the Cajuns this weekend. Well, they head out to San Marcos, Texas at Bobcat Ballpark. They go play Texas State in a Sun Belt series, 6 p.m. on Friday, 2:30 on Saturday, and 1 p.m. on Sunday. All right, we got an update. Top of the 9th, we got a tie game in H-Town, 3-3. In this one, Cougars are trying to make a comeback here. But yeah, they go to Texas State this weekend. They'll be back at the Teague Tuesday night hosting Southeastern Louisiana, the Lions, who pulled an upset against Oklahoma down there in Hammond. So big shout out. Shout out to the Lions, even though I don't talk about y'all a lot. LSU Eunice, got an update on them. They're currently 20-4 right now, 19-4 at home, 1-0 on the road. Got them a 2-game win streak of their own. So all they've had recently, they hosted Bossier Parish over the weekend. The Cavs beat them in the first game 6-5, but the Bengals took game 2 14-8. Then last night they went to South Arkansas College up there in El Dorado, got the win 20-7. The game ended in 7 innings. Now they're really actually going to play road games. They're heading to Carthage, Texas for a series with Panola College. I don't know what they are. Are they the Broncos? Are they the Mustangs? Are they the Ponies? Oh, it's the Ponies. The Panola Ponies. I'd have been called something else, like the Colts or the Broncos or the Mustangs. Well, they go to Panola College, 6 p.m. start time on Fridays, 1 p.m. Saturday, 4 p.m. Sunday. I mean, it's a doubleheader Saturday, 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. I wonder if we can watch these games on LSU's digital network, because majority of their games this season have been at home. I never figured that one out. That'd be nice if we could. I might check that out this weekend as well. And then all the thing I got left to bring up, McNeese basketball, they start their gig tomorrow afternoon as well. They play Vanderbilt in the NCAA tournament. Just like the Cougars, they're also in OKC. As a 12th seed, they're taking on Vanderbilt tomorrow afternoon, 2:15 p.m. tip-off on True TV. There's a lot of this one's kind of back and forth. I've seen a lot of people pick McNeese. I've seen a lot of people picking Vandy. Whoever wins this is going to play the winner of Nebraska and Troy in the second round, where one of them has a shot to possibly end up playing the number 1 team in the Sweet 16 in Florida in that region. Well, go Pokes. We need this. This would be huge. We got the Orr himself hyping the team up. Shout out to Amir Khan. Shout out to the Pokes. Let's get this win, man. I can't wait for it all to start tomorrow. I'm ready to watch. I'm comfortable with Houston getting the win over Idaho. This one I'm a little nervous about, but I think they can pull it off. And they can head back to the second round for the second straight year. Go Pokes, baby. Well, let's go ahead and take it to Tigerland. Let's go to the 225. Well, we are now in the 225. We are in Tigerland, and oh, buddy, I got a lot to say about these two. I don't even know where I want to start. I guess I'll go ahead and get softball out of the way because I ain't gonna have much to say about them. But LSU softball, let's see, since what they've had recently. Just like baseball, they're not surprising me at all. As of right now, they're currently 19-9, but don't let that record fool you. But they're 1-5 in the SEC. 16-2 at home, 2-3 on the road. They went and played Texas A&M this past weekend at home. Dropped the series by losing the first game 7-2 and 3-2 on Sunday. But Monday they got the win. They beat the Aggies 7-2. But they dropped 2 spots. They are now currently the number 22 team in the country. And all they got coming up next, they go to Columbia to take on the Gamecocks in a 3-game series. 5 p.m. on Friday, 2 p.m. on Saturday, noon on Sunday. And then they're back at home hosting Louisiana Tech March 24th. Beth Tarina, I'm not surprised with this. She's already on thin ice. This team ain't surprising me, but you know what? I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. I don't know what is going on. We are not playing like we're the defending national champions. LSU baseball, the pitching is so bad that it kicked us out of the top 25. We went from starting off as a number 2 seed, then dropping all the way to like in the middle, oh, hang on. You know what? I actually got it right here. We went from number 2 to number 13, and now we went from 13 to unranked. After going to Nashville to play Vanderbilt, where we dropped the first 2 of the series, they lose a heartbreaker 13-12 on Friday the 13th. They got their fucking ass whooped Saturday 11-3, but pick up the win Sunday 16-9. Last night, they played Grambling. They struggled with them, but ended up getting the victory 7-1. And now they got to go play the number 7 team in the country, Oklahoma. The Sooners are coming to the box to try and ruin and break our spirit. It don't matter if the game's presented by Farm Bureau, Community Coffee, or FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake. I don't like this at all. Louisiana Tech's coming to town March 24th. That could possibly be a win, but I digress. I'd be surprised if they lose this one. I don't know what's going on with Jay Johnson and his Tigers, but this is not what we wanted to see. We were expecting to have a dominant season and get on a quest to repeat and go back to Omaha. But it don't even look like we're even going to go to Omaha this year the way they playing. Unless they wake up towards in April and get their shit together, especially with this pitching lineup. Basketball season was already hard enough. And now you want to do this with baseball season? I mean, batting is okay. Since the start of the, right now, all season long, the batting average for the team is .285. Their OPS average is .905. In 22 games, we've had 192 total runs, 206 total hits, 41 doubles, 4 triples, 32 home runs, 167 RBIs, 351 total bases. Our slugging percentage is .486. We had 137 base on balls. We've been hit by a pitch 38 times. We've struck out 162 times. Our grounded into double play, it was 11. Our on-base percentage is .419. 12 sacrifice flies, 4 sacrifice hits, 21 stolen bases out of 25 attempts so far this season for our batting team. Good numbers, but I feel like could be a little better. I mean, the fact that we struck out 162 fucking times is insane. Don't get me started on the pitching crew. You ready for this shit? their ERA is 5.04. That is fucking terrible. We've had so far this season only 2 shutouts, 6 saves. And our pitching crew so far this season has allowed 154 hits, 117 runs, 105 errors, 96 base on balls. Now, they struck out 280 batters. That's the only good number I got right now in this report. They've allowed 27 doubles, just 1 triple, 18 home runs out of 846 batters. Against opponents, the opponent's batting average is .217. That is ridiculous. And the team has already thrown 29 wild pitches. They've hit 30 batters. They've allowed 8 sacrifice flies and allowed 2 sacrifice hits. It is ridiculous. Jay Johnson has got to do something. And that's all the reports I have on LSU, but they need to get fucking better. But I got a little bit more to talk, but I got something I want to talk in the 504, so I'll go ahead and take it to the Big Easy. And we're going to jump straight to some Pelicans talk and take flight. So let's go ahead. This is Take Flight. While we're in the 504, we're going to talk the New Orleans Pelicans. And I know they're currently playing right now, but I'm going to give a report from this past week on playing. I know they picked up a win. They're actually on a 2-game win streak right now after their loss to the Rockets last Friday. Monday, they hosted the Dallas Mavericks. Got the win, 129-111. I like it. Zion Williamson led in that game with 27 points. Carlo McCovic led in rebounds with 10. Trey Murphy led in assists with 7 and 2 turnovers. Zion in this game also had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 turnover. Herb Jones, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a turnover. Trey Murphy, 17 points. Sadiq Bey, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover. Derek Queen, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 turnovers. Jordan Poole, 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a turnover. And then last night, they hosted the Clippers. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't last night. That was tonight. Pelicans hosted the Clippers tonight and got the win, 124-109. No, that was tonight. Big win for the Pels. Sadiq Bey, 25 points in that game. Carlo McCovic led in rebounds again with 8. DeJounte Murray led in assists with 11 with 6 turnovers against the LA Clippers. Zion, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers against the Clippers. Trey Murphy, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover. Sadiq Bey, 25 points, I mentioned. Derek Queen, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Jeremiah Fears, 11 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists against the Clippers. As of right now, yeah, not a good record, but they're getting more wins. 24-46 is their record right now. They're going to play the Clippers again tomorrow night right there at Smoothie King Center. I like the Silverlay, by the way, even though that's a shitty-looking Pelican above me. They host the Cavs on Saturday. Next Tuesday, they head to Madison Square Garden to play the Knicks, and that's what they got for next until at least Wednesday. Pelicans right now are currently they're not the worst team in the West. No, that's the Sacramento Kings. And they're just like the Pacers, the Wizards, and the Nets. They have already been eliminated from playoff contention, and they're the only team in the West so far to be eliminated from that. The Pelicans are now 12th in the Western Conference. Overall in the league, they're not the worst. They're like 7th to last. They're above the Mavs. They're above the Jazz, the Kings, the Nets, the Wizards, the Pacers. Pacers are actually the worst team in the NBA, which I've mentioned before. Now the Pelicans are in last place in their second to last in their division. Ooh, good. They're no longer dead last. That win over Dallas helped them. So they're no longer the worst team in that division. 1-2 Boogie, Shorty George. We're better than
Give me 1-2 Boogie and Shorty George. Shorty George.
But kind of pick up some more wins, man. I know the season's about to wrap up, which it's okay. But let's look at current stat leaders. So far this season, Trey Murphy leads this season in points and assists, averaging 21.9 points per game and 3.9 assists per game. Derek Queen leads in rebounds this season, averaging 7 rebounds per game. Herb Jones leads in steals, averaging 1.7 steals per game. And Yves Missy leads in blocks, averaging 1.5 blocks per game. So keep it up, man. You're improving to be better than certain teams. I want to keep this up. I do like this overlay. I do want to talk about something about a possible NBA expansion coming within 2028. I thought they've already voted on it, but once I get the official word that most likely I'm going to say, to me, I think we're getting this expansion. We're going to have the Supersonics back in Seattle, and Vegas is going to get a team. I know the teams are all going to get arranged around because they were also talking about if this expansion gets approved, one of 2 teams is going to have to ship to the Eastern Conference, and out of the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Memphis Grizzlies. I think it's going to be the Grizzlies, but to be honest, I wish it could have been the Pelicans. Pelicans would have been a lot better in the Eastern Conference, but it is what it is. When they get this approved, instead of 5 teams in each division, they're going to split it to 4 for the Pelicans. If staying in the Western Conference, they'll be stuck with the Rockets, the Spurs, and the Mavericks. While Memphis Memphis moves to the East, they were supposed to go play in a division with like the Atlanta Hawks, the Orlando Magic, and the Miami Heat. Where if the Timberwolves shift to the East, they were going to be in a division with the Pacers, the Pistons, and I think either the Cavs or the Bulls, one of them. It was supposed to look like that. Or the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't remember. Like, they got a lot of teams in that northern part of the country. They'd have to split it 2 different ways. I don't remember. I should have posted a picture. I seen a picture, but I didn't think to screenshot it and even share it to y'all. But I promise if I ever come across it again, I will post it for next week if I ever bring up the NBA again. But you can get ready for an expansion because Oklahoma City already met with Seattle and agreed to give them their all their everything franchise from the Seattle Supersonics, from the records, the stats, the history, the franchise, the name, the colors, KD stats when he was with Seattle, and not to be greedy, when the Supersonics won the NBA Finals back in 1979, they were going to give that trophy back to them. Their conference titles they won in the 70s and won in the early 90s, they were going to get that back, where in return, Oklahoma City was going to get to keep their only championship they've won recently this past season. They would agree to officially start over as a franchise, get a change, like maybe change in uniforms, maybe change the logo update, but they would still be the Oklahoma City Thunder. So thumbs up to OKC making amends with Seattle. Unlike fucking Tennessee with their shit with the Oilers and the Houston Texans. Especially their newly updated logo, and now they want to go all Oiler colors and shit. Fuck Tennessee. But that's all I got on the NBA expansion. With the NCAA tournament going on, I know. Let me go ahead and change this overlay as I'm going to. You're going to see this overlay quite often when I start talking anything March Madness related. This was my kick-ass courtesy of ChatGPT. This was my background from our bracketology on Sunday. The only update I can give you so far for the men's NCAA tournament, the first 4, we're down to the final game. Miami, Ohio, and SMU are currently playing. Miami, Ohio leads SMU 58-50. But I want to get the bracket up too because I don't want to mix up who's going to have to play who. While I get this up. All right. So the winner of that game is going to have to play. Shit, did I just pass it up? They're going to play the winner of Tennessee. I got that. I know earlier today, Prairie View A&M beat Lehigh 67-55, and I just saw it. Prairie View A&M got to play, I think they're playing Florida. Yeah, Prairie View A&M with that win in the first four, they're going to have to play the Florida Gators. Go back to the first day on Tuesday. Howard eliminated UMBC 86-83. Howard is going to have to play Michigan in the first round. Texas gets the win over North Carolina State 68-66. So Will Wade's season wraps up. So that means Texas is going to have to play BYU. So that's all official. But I have all them teams losing. You heard my first round results. You can check those out on that recent episode. But I'm going to go ahead and give some love to like all these other tournaments. I know we shit talk the NIT. We call it the not invited tournament. But it's still fun to watch, especially when they get towards the end. So I know the tournament's still going on. There's only two games left to play in the NIT. But I'm going to go ahead and recap night one of the NIT for the men's. Liberty beat George Mason 77-71. UNC Wilmington beat Yale 68-67. Wichita State beat Wyoming 74-70. Oklahoma State beat Davidson 84-80. Tulsa beat Stephen F. Austin in overtime 89-84. Seattle beat St. Thomas of Minnesota 67-52. Auburn beat South Alabama 78-67, and UNLV beat UC Irvine 75-72. Today, they've only had three final results. Wake Forest beat Navy 82-72. Illinois State beat Kent State 79-58, and George Washington beat Utah Valley 79-78. Still got some games going on. Murray State is trailing Nevada at the half, 41-39. New Mexico about to lock this in over Sam Houston. They're up 103-71. You can give that win to the Lobos. Also in the second half, we got Dayton up big over Bradley, 71-55. I think that's about wrapped up there. I think Dayton will pick that one up. And then only two games left to play, St. Joseph's and Colorado State and UIC and Cal. I'm going to go off a limb and say I think this one's going to go to the powerhouses. I'm going with Colorado State and Cal to win those matchups. So that's your NIT update. I'm actually going to do another episode this Saturday to recap first and second round of the NCAA tournament I mentioned. Meanwhile, for women's basketball, I know theirs is about to be underway. But if I don't post, I'm going to get a quick update. But if I don't post anything now, I'm going to bring it up on Saturday. I know they started their first four tonight, which one game already wrapped up. Nebraska beat Richmond 75-56. While Missouri State leads Stephen F. Austin 75-61. I'm actually giving an update on this on Saturday. I'll talk about the women's tournament because I think everything is just starting from this to the women's NIT. The women's NIT actually starts tomorrow. And then they have what's called the WBIT, the one that the McNeese Cowgirls is playing in. They're going to play Texas A&M tomorrow night at 7. So all the women's stuff, I'm going to update you on the weekend. So you know what? That about wrap things up for tonight's episode. Thank y'all for tuning in and hope you guys enjoy your March Madness. I know everyone's brackets. Some brackets probably already been busted courtesy of the first four. But the real shit starts tomorrow at noon. That's when brackets start busting. You get ready. It's March Madness. I love every second bit of this. And I released some dates on my old account that just got fucking hacked. Remember, I said I was doing a show this Saturday, maybe a late start time, maybe close to midnight. I was supposed to do another show, I think March 24th. I was doing a show, And then I think I was supposed to do another. I had like 4 dates lined up, and I don't even fucking remember them. I just remember the 21st, the 24th, I think was the third date. I think I said it was either March 31st or April 1st. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But just follow. Remember, I said follow on the go _ TXLA. That's the only way you can contact me. That's just going to be my only X account. It's going to be all the above for me, this show, and some other shit coming. Because a change is coming, if you know what I mean. But that will wrap up. This is going to wrap up tonight's show. And again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Every single one of y'all, I enjoy y'all. But remember, like I said, if you see, when you see the outro video, just ignore one of the handles on there because of what happened. But that's going to wrap up tonight. I'm going to tap out. I'll finish this in right under an hour. Peace, love, God bless. I'm out. I'll catch you guys on Saturday to recap the first and second round of March Madness and get ready for the next and the next. So enjoy your March Madness. Have a good one, folks.